Thank you so very much. They'll be hearing a lot about black people doing good things for great people for around this country. So sit back, relax, and while you're doing that, enjoy this song here, a very special treat that comes out to you from a very special friend of mine. And this friend is so close to me that I like to call him Calvin Jr. because I love the way they sound, I love the way they do their thing, and I love this particular song. We all give thanks. Say, Malachi, happy birthday, brethren. We know that Millwood, we know that Malachi has made a mark there at Millwood. We know that this is going to be a great day. Say, I hope that by now you've called that friend, you've called that partner and told them to be a part of today's Clara Luper radio show, you know, because we're expecting them, her, all of them to call back. Mrs. Hunter, I miss my favorite argumentative partner because we have some good things that we talk about. Miss Hunter and I, we always can have a good argument. I can't argue with Mom, but Miss Hunter and Mom have the same concept sometimes, but we break it out, and I'm certain that you out there in radio land, as they call it, enjoy it. But then, you know, they're all gone. I'm sitting here by myself. I was waiting on a good friend, Portwood Williams. We were going to talk about some things that were happening here in Oklahoma City. We were going to talk about the abortion issue. We were going to talk about the education bill because Portwood Williams is a talker, and I knew that I could have a good conversation with him, and I knew that you would enjoy it, and more than likely we would get your comments. And if you have anything that you'd like to talk about, I'd like to invite you to call today, 478-2100, 478-2103. That would be the number to call. If you want to have some comments today on a visit with the Clara Luper radio show, Calvin Luper is your host, live and in living color, beautiful and black. In trouble, deep, but we can handle it because as a black man, I know the problems. You know, I understand the problems, and I'm certain that those of you out there who are younger than I, who are older than I, can understand some of the things that we have to go through by being black men. So call that friend, call that neighbor, tell them, remind them that there's a beauty in today. There's a very beautiful day coming up. That beauty is in the way you do about it. The way you're about be doing it. You know, you can do it any way you want to, but then I enjoyed coming out to the radio station today. I enjoyed waking up this morning, going outside, seeing my neighbors, you know, bundled all up in their beautiful bright colors, getting ready to do what they had to do to make this day a better day for them. You can do it too, brethren. You can do it too, sisterin'. So sit back, relax, be a part of this day's show, 478-2103. Invite your comments, look forward to your comments. But then I'm looking forward to when the weather is going to be so bright and so sunshiny because on May the 5th, now there's no telling, this is Oklahoma now. May the 5th, we anticipate it being a beautiful day with no high winds, no tornado alerts, no snowstorms alerts or nothing, but we anticipate May 5th being a fantastic day because of the fact that that is the date of the Miss Black America of Oklahoma City pageant. That will be the day that we select, that the judges select, that you, me, the audience, all of us, that we all sit back and we see these people, we see these beautiful young ladies getting ready to be a part of the Miss Black Oklahoma contest. But on May the 5th, 1990, these young ladies will be getting ready for their competition at the Miss Black Oklahoma City pageant. Good things happen on the Clara Luper radio show because good things happen if you can see. Good things happen if you can see. Remember that. Now, have you ever tried to read a newspaper with your glasses all blurred and greasy and stuff? For those of you who wear glasses. Have you ever tried to look at the blackboard if you're a student and you're sitting in the back of the room and you can't see the blackboard? The frustration, the total frustration. Dr. A.L. Dowell, I think that's 821 Northeast 8th Street. Let Dr. Dowell take a good, strong look at your eyes and see what he can do see what he will do, because he will correct your problem. I know, because I'm a living example. A student, after I got some glasses, it took the glasses to get the A. It took the F without the glasses. But Dr. Dowell understands my teachers, and speaking of my teacher, well, no, I'm not going to talk about her, because she's too great to be right. Because there are two teachers that I know that I've had that have been great. Three teachers. Two teachers that I went to their class. One teacher that I went to his optometrist class. And that's when he put those glasses on these eyes of mine and gave me an opportunity to see that blackboard clearly and to read those words on the paper clearly and to get a better understanding. Thank you, Dr. Dowell. Thank you, Dr. Dowell. 821 Northeast 8th Street. If you have an opportunity, go by there. If your kid is having trouble in class, it may be just because of his eyes. Dr. Dowell can take care of it. He can take care of his eyes. Can't take care of his brain. But Dr. Dowell will do the best that he can to inspire the young person while they're there, the old person while they're there, because we all need to read. Things be happening here in Oklahoma, and you need the best. The best is Dr. A.L. Dowell. Sit back, relax, call that friend of yours, tell them to listen to a visit with the Clara Luper radio show, because she will be visiting with us from Albuquerque, New Mexico, where they're involved. They, and I say they because there are 21 other people that went along with her to, what was that, Friday they left? 21 other persons went along with her to be a part of the NAACP National Regional Convention. Now, this is a very important time as far as the NAACP goes, because this is a time when the resolutions and the things that we've talked about on this radio show here in Oklahoma City. Roosevelt Milton rode on the bus with her, Mrs. Hunter rode on the bus with her. The people that are concerned, the young people, the Shelley, my favorite sports announcer is gone. Shelley's gone. Alicia's gone. But all of them have gone to do something to bring back to Oklahoma City something that we can deal with. And it was really great for me to see Roosevelt Milton, the president of the NAACP adult branch, to ride with the youth on a chartered bus to Albuquerque, New Mexico. That's going to be a very interesting report. So sit back, relax, enjoy this tune, because it promises to be even a better tune, but it won't be the tune like the tune that's playing in all of our hearts, because we miss you, Mom. We miss your sister. Well, we miss all of the good things that you all have bring constantly to Oklahoma City. We miss the what else can we miss? I'm not going to tell all that. Calvin, shut up. Don't you dare hit me again. I cannot stand it. But Portwood Williams, we were looking forward to talking to you, a very important black man, done great things in Oklahoma City. Started out with Zip, ended up with a whole lot, and then he talks so much from the hip, you can't beat Portwood Williams, because man, the done thing with nothing. Young people, I want you to sit back and relax and wait on Portwood Williams to call, and more importantly than that, listen to what's happening in Albuquerque, New Mexico. This is our show. This is your show. 478-2103. We look for your call. All right, let's roll. Great things happen on the Visit with the Clara Luper radio show. There's something that I've really been disappointed about, and that's because of the fact that now all of you are sitting back and you're trying to look at the great basketball game that is on, but you're forgetting the fact that right here in Oklahoma City, we developed our own. Thank you, Eddie Evans. Thank you, Terry Evans, for some very exciting moments in basketball history. Oklahoma University basketball history, Millwood basketball history, Oklahoma City basketball history. Say, we've done a great job. You've done a great job. We appreciate it. Say, man, just because you didn't make it this year don't mean that you can't make it, because greatness will always rise to the top. A little early, but then we look forward to it. I loved it. Everything that OU did this year, I felt a very special significance for it. I felt so very close to it because of the fact that I knew somebody that was on that team, you know. And I think all of you on this radio audience, in this radio audience, know Terry Evans, Eddie Evans' son. You know, you read a little bit about it. But then since that slight defeat, you know, by the points on the scoreboard, but by that super winning just by being there. You know, Terry, we're behind you, whatever you do, man. Y'all keep your chins up, stand tall in those shoes, and keep on keeping on. Because those of us on the Visit with the Clara Luper radio show, those of us who wish that we could listen to the Clara Luper radio show, say, we're counting on you, man. We know you can do it. We know good things happen to good people who are doing great things. You're one of those. Today is a very special day because there's beauty in this day. We're waiting on this phone call because we're not we're not in Albuquerque. We're not in Dallas. Every place we thought we were going to be this weekend, we're not. But then we're right here in Oklahoma City. We're getting ready for, don't laugh, but we're getting ready for a very special election coming up. You know, young lady that taught me how to read. Well, she didn't teach me how to read. She taught me how to write. I used to make my E's so close together you couldn't tell my E's from my I's. I used to make my C's that they looked like they were D's. And she would come by. This was a time when a school teacher could hit you on your hand and say, "Stop it! Don't do it like that." Taught me good, taught me well. Appreciate it. Appreciate every day, every minute, every hour that she spent with me now. But at that time I didn't. But Mrs. Parks, you know, I know that you're the best thing that's going to happen to Oklahoma City because you taught all of us well. I don't think you have a student that you've ever taught that cannot write well, cannot read, cannot do his multiplication tables, cannot add. Say, you made no mistakes as a teacher. Keep on keeping on. That is not an announcement on a political thing. That is the truth because she did it. I saw it at Truman Elementary School. 6th grade student. Miss Parks, don't hit me no more. I learned how to 4 plus 4 is 7. Damn. Oh, dang, dang, dang. She'd do it, but she taught me well. I learned it. I know what 4 plus 4 is. 4 times 4. 4 divided by 2, 4 divided by 1. I can divide, add, subtract, anything. Thank you, Mrs. Thelma R. Parks. Friend of mine, great young lady. She's going to do something good for this entire public school system. I wish we could go back to those things. That was the times when teachers could talk to their kids. You know, we've gone a long way. Mom has talked about it. Clara Luper's talked about it. Mrs. Harness talked about it, how the fact that nowadays you can only just talk to a student and say, man, will you please learn your multiplication tables? But back then there was a demanding feeling. You know, you had to learn. You wanted to learn because the teachers, even the teachers of today, they want you to learn, but then they don't have that control over you like they used to have. You know, like they used to sit up and pop you on the hand with a ruler. You couldn't run home and tell mom. You couldn't start crying, you know, because you're running tougher things out there on the basketball court, skateboard arena, just ducking cars as some of you do when you be riding down the street, you know, or driving down the street, or even ducking cars on the street. You know, some of the young people do today. But then the teachers have had to adjust to the students into the 1990s. I think we as parents, we as adults, have to back up our teachers. We have to back up our school board. We need to send the best there. We need to do the very best that we can to help bring things back. Like we used to complain, but then let's look at what we complained about. When you care about someone, when you care about things being better, when you want to be a part of the better things, then you can remember beautiful people like Mrs. Sapp. You know, Mrs. Sapp has done some great things in Oklahoma City. We don't even have enough time to list the things that Mrs. Barbara Sapp, I believe, Mrs. Barbara Sapp has done. here in Oklahoma City, but she won't be here any longer. She's decided to change cities. Because of the changes, I don't know if it's urban removal or what, but Mrs. Sapp will no longer be a part of it. Somebody else will tell you a little more about this story a little later on, but that's a story that is breaking. Portwood Williams is doing great things around Oklahoma City. You know, somebody else Mike can tell you about it, but I can't tell you about a young man that started out with nothing but a dream and put it all together. You know, Clara Luper. I can't tell you about a young lady who started out with nothing but a dream and worked for that dream. Letty Ruth Hunter, another young lady. I can't tell you about the trials and the tribulations that they've gone through. You know, Nancy Davis. These are just a few of the close friends that I'm going to call right off in here early about things that they've wanted because there was something that they saw. There was a beauty in it all. Cold weather, warm weather, any kind of weather. They kept their eye on that dream. Maybe Martin Luther King was a part of that dream. These are people from different parts of the country. They didn't know each other. They had no idea that they would all be fighting for that same dream. But good things happen on the Clara Luper Radio show because we want you to be a part of this beauty. If you need better eyesight, sit back, relax, call Dr. A.L. Dow. He's listed in the phone book. If you can't see it on the phone book, then I want you to try to, and I bet after you go to Dr. Dow for an appointment, get your eyes examined, get some new glasses, you'll be able to read any phone book in the world. You'll be able to read any book in the world, and you'll be more interested in it. But you got to go there on your own. You know, he can't come to you and say, man, you got bad eyesight. You can't read. That ain't the way it goes. You got to realize you have that problem. Call him. If you information has him, Dr. A.L. Dow, our friendly optometrist, Northeast 8th Street. I'm going to help you a little bit. But sit back, relax, enjoy this tune, just a little bit of something else that I like, something else that looks good, feels good, and will help you, I hope. Great friends, friends that oftentimes I think about. But right here now, on a visit with the Clara Luper Radio Show, we're going to have the funeral and death announcements. Onita, how's it going?
Oh, real good, Calvin. Ross Funeral Home announces the following services. Services for Mrs. Rosola Dowdy of 1121 Belvedere Drive will be Monday at 11 a.m. at the 5th Street Baptist Church.
Pardon me, this is the AT&T operator. Clara Luper has an emergency call for 478-2103. Did you want to hang up so she can call you?
Is that me? You're talking to the station?
Well, I'm talking to the 478-2103. Whose number is that?
That's the station's
What
number.
we're having here,
Okay.
what we're having here is a slight
Did you want to
technical
hang up
problem.
so that Clara Luper
Hello?
can call you?
Calvin, you want me to call, hang up and then call back?
Clara Luper Radio Show.
Thank you, Calvin.
Oh, this is Clara Luper herself, live and in living color. Where are you?
Calvin, today I'm standing in the beautiful Ramada Inn Classic Hotel in downtown Albuquerque, New Mexico. And a special good evening to our people throughout the radio land. Today we are attending the 41st anniversary leadership training, the 42nd annual leadership training conference under the theme NACP Working Together for a Better Tomorrow. We have been welcomed graciously here in New Mexico by the Honorable Governor Carruthers, by the Secretary of State, and by various senators and judges. Albuquerque, New Mexico, as part of New Mexico, has a wealth of history and art only to be discovered. It's a land filled with awesome landscapes, looking at the bluest of blue skies as the sun shines so brightly here today. Albuquerque, New Mexico is the home of 2 national laboratories which provide the world with the highest technology available. It's a climate that people talk about.
Wait, what kind of technology, Mom? What kind of technology?
In nuclear research and others. Leon Chandler Jr., a young black from Oklahoma that has his PhD in mathematics, has just finished a conference with us.
Leon Chandler from McGinnis High School,
Yes.
graduate 1960.
I'm not sure about the exact year. But
Leon Chandler,
yes.
my goodness gracious.
But it's something that's more exciting about New Mexico, more than the climate, more than the beautiful Rocky Mountains, but it's the people of various backgrounds. People that have gone out of their way to make it comfortable for us here. And today I have some people from Oklahoma that I would like to report directly to you as what they are thinking about the conference here. Here's our state president who has been working extremely hard with workshops, with reports, and here's Shelley.
Hi.
Hi, Shelley. How are you doing? Welcome to a visit with the Clara Luper radio show. We certainly miss you here. We're looking for your sports report. But more important than that, which is very difficult to do in a sports-oriented state like Oklahoma, but we're looking forward to hearing what's happening there in Albuquerque, New Mexico. What's going on?
We've had several youth workshops yesterday and today, and I've helped to conduct them. And today we had our youth plenary session, and I was on, since I'm a National Youth Work Committee member, I helped with that. And also we took a historical tour of Albuquerque, and we got to visit Old Town and a lot of the Civil War monuments and all things from the Civil War that they still have up. So it was a nice experience, and right now the luncheon is going on as we speak.
Well, Shelley, tell me this. You know, is it a beautiful day out there?
Yes, it's lovely. It's spring-like weather. It's not too hot. It's not too cold. It's a beautiful day, and our hotel is right next to the mountain, so it's beautiful scenery from every direction.
Well, Shelley, what would you like for those friends of yours and those listeners of yours? These young people been calling. I didn't answer all their calls. You know, I say, well, wait a minute. Shelley's not here today. What would you like to say to them? Go ahead and tell them.
I would like to say hello to everyone in Oklahoma City, and I hope that everyone gets a chance to visit Albuquerque, and I'm having a great time, but I look forward to coming home.
Oh, great. Say, while you're out there, why don't you invite those people in Albuquerque to come to Oklahoma City, because we have some beautiful climate here. We can show them something different.
And what is the weather like there, Ted?
Oh, it is rainy with snow and sleet, possible snowstorm. If you stay still too long, you froze. It can happen here in Oklahoma City. Same Oklahoma City. Beautiful place, but it's a little different without you, Mom. What else is happening
Well, speaking
there?
of what's happening out here, standing here with me is a handsome vice president of the NACP Youth Council, and I would certainly like to get his reaction to what's happening here.
All right.
Well, Miss Luper, I've been...
No, Miss Luper's there with you. You have an opportunity to talk with Calvin Luper here live and in living color in Oklahoma City, freezing his buns off as if he was to go outside. So who is this?
This is Chris Fowler.
Chris Fowler, the vice president?
Yeah,
Oh, how are you doing, Chris?
I'm doing okay.
Great.
Enjoying the beautiful weather.
Oh, man, don't rub it in.
All right.
Tell me what's happening there in Albuquerque.
We just enjoying going to most of these various workshops concerning leadership, and they've taught us how to lead better, and they brought to my attention how the young people of today have to carry on the dream of Martin Luther King tomorrow. And they have many more workshops, but that's one of the main workshops.
Themes. Right. Well, Chris, have they been able to inspire your dream? I know you have some dreams that you probably don't want to tell all of us, but then you've had some dreams that probably lead to excellence because you've excelled in all your academic work and all your athletic work here in Oklahoma City. But you think that little trip to Albuquerque has inspired you any?
Yes. It not only gives you confidence, but it gives you a know-how of how to take on new experiences and how to deal with people that you never dealt before. And it gives you that, and plus you learn a little black history.
A little black history.
A lot of black history.
All right. That's what to say. Say, is there anybody special you'd like to say a hello to on this cold, dreary? Some people say it's dreary. I think it's a very beautiful day in Oklahoma City because the Lord gave it to us. But then, is there something special you'd like to say to some of the people here in Oklahoma City?
Yes, I would like to say thanks to a lot of people who have made this trip possible for me. And I'd just like to say, I want to thank Miss Luper and all the people who helped me. But I just want to say thanks to my parents, Cheryl and George Fallon.
All right.
Backing me up.
Okay.
Here's Miss Luper.
Okay.
Yes, here's Mrs. Luper standing here watching people from Arkansas, Louisiana, Texas, New Mexico, and Oklahoma as they work on the problems that face us. There are young people here that we are so proud of. But in our delegation, we have a young man that had the opportunity to stand up in the workshop and express his views in a debatable way. And I would like to present James Brannon.
James Brannon.
Yes.
Welcome to the Visit with the Clara Luper radio show here in Oklahoma City, where we're enjoying rain with snow possibilities, freezing rain. James Brannon, how are you doing there in Albuquerque, New Mexico?
Well, it's a beautiful day, and I've really enjoyed it here. And I'd like to thank all the people who made this possible for the people from Oklahoma and giving us the chance to represent Oklahoma in this Region 6 conference.
Well, James, how are you representing Oklahoma City, especially Oklahoma City? What has happened special that you've learned there? Hello, James?
Yes?
What have you...
What I've learned through various workshops is the history of the NAACP, and we've also had workshops on sex and drug abuse, which has really helped me realize the troubles that they can bring.
Well, that's a very interesting workshop. I need to go to that one myself, but thank you, James. But then that's the important part of the NAACP Regional Conference. Let me go back to Mom and let's see what's happening.
Okay, Calvin.
Yes.
So many things to learn. There's so many people here that are asking about you.
About me?
Yes, they are asking about you, and I have a lot of hellos both for you and Maryland and others. But we were able to discuss the prime problem that the Oklahoma City NAACP Youth Council has been concerned about, and that was segregation in foster homes. We had the opportunity to talk to Mr. Richard Dockery, who is the Region 6 director. And Mr. Dockery told us to continue to fight against those black social workers who was telling us that it was all right to segregate in foster care. In fact, he said that throughout this country, we have a lot of non-child-bearing Cornish hens that are trying to turn the clock of history back.
Whoa, wait a minute.
Now, those were
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Okay.
We have a lot of what?
Mr. Richard Dockery, who is the director of Region 6, say that we have a lot of
non-bearing Cornish hens
who are talking about that they know that it's better to put a black child in a black home and a white child in a white home. And he assured us that we have the support of Region 6 in helping to fight this evil. Now, we have talked to black social workers here in New Mexico, and many of them have that Rip Van Winkle attitude that segregation in foster homes and adoption are okay. But they told us to go back to our local community. Now, there are some things that we are going to have to do immediately. And it's a tragedy that in 1990, we have to spend time fighting a minute part of our population. The fact that in Oklahoma, they have in the books, the policy books, that segregation, they have it, it's worded that all ethnic children are to go to the ones of their kind. Well, then we have a message for the black social workers, Mr. Watson, Mr. Miller, and others, that segregation in foster homes must go for the following reason. Reason number one, because of the 14th Amendment, which says that all citizens are entitled. Reason number two, because of the Civil Rights Bill of 1964 that eliminated segregation in age, sex, race, and all. So it has to go, and we would ask the social workers to get together and eliminate that kind of segregation, or else they should resign their position and let some social workers, real social workers, not parasitical social workers, lead ahead. We have Mrs. Hunter here, who has been listening to the discussion and who is all excited about what's going on here. In just a minute with Mrs. Hunter, and I'll be back with you. Well, hello, Calvin.
Hello, Mrs. Hunter. I'm so glad to hear your voice. I miss you so much.
I miss you also, but I'm bringing you a hello all the way from Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Oh, my
We've had
goodness.
a wonderful time, and this delegation here is just terrific. I'm surprised to see such a delegation. We were having our luncheon, and we had an overflow crowd. They had to bring in extra tables because he did not anticipate all of the delegation staying for the luncheon. And we are having a beautiful luncheon, and we have a beautiful delegation, and we've had some wonderful speakers, and we have had some wonderful experiences talking with people from all over the area.
Mrs. Hunter, I can ask you this,
What?
because I couldn't ask Mom that. Do you think, have you run across a young lady from Miss Black New Mexico pageant that can compete with our Miss Black Oklahoma contestants?
No, I do. I have not had the privilege of running into her as yet. But,
Good.
Mrs. Luper just now is bringing some distinguished guests to talk to our Oklahoma citizens that's listening to our station on KBYE, and I'm sure she is going to present this speaker, and I know you want to talk with this person, Calvin, and here again is Clara.
All righty.
ACP, Calvin, as you know, operates under leadership. Our leader is our regional director, the Honorable Mr. Richard Dockery from Dallas, Texas. We've had a conference with him concerning segregation and foster homes and foster child care, and here he is, Calvin, in living color.
Live and in living color, we have with us beautiful black man, slewfoot, but beautiful and intelligent. You know, they say you can be pigeon-toed, you can be slewfoot, but if your mind is working right, you can always talk with good people. You can always have an opportunity to hear what good people have to say. But I want to remind all of you out there that you're listening to a visit with the Clara Luper Radio Show, live and in living color here at KBYE 890 on your AM radio dial. But Brother Richard Dockery,
yes, Calvin.
how are you doing?
Okay.
I said that because of the fact that I think you got to either be slewfoot, pigeon-toed, or walking right. And I don't know, you seem to be on the right track because you're working with the NAACP.
Amen to that.
Okay.
Yes. I have been questioned about the segregation in foster homes and the NAACP's position. The association's position is that we are opposed to racism, segregation, and discrimination anywhere, anytime, in any form.
Yeah.
And we oppose those who perpetuate, instigate, initiate segregation and racism under any banner or color. Therefore, those persons who are participants in such activity stand this day condemned.
Condemned? Brother Dockery, isn't that a little strong? You know, what do you mean by condemned?
This is the United States of America. And under its Constitution and pledge of its founding fathers and those of us who believe in the democratic process and this nation's creed of all citizens being equal, condemned is a mild word for those who would function contrary to those principles and ideals. Therefore, There is one America, one citizenship. We happen to be a multicultural nation, the best and greatest in the world. But we acknowledge the fact that there are those among us who have not yet realized that under the provisions and intentions of good intentions, many of them have found their way on the road to hell. We do not approve of ethnic discrimination by any means. There are no reasons to justify